This podcast is sponsored by Scispot, the best tech stack for modern biotech.
So you started the company in the middle of pandemic. We at Scispot also started the company in the middle of pandemic. So it was a very different experience as a software company. People were still open to work remotely. But how was it as a biotech company to start in the middle of pandemic when everything was closed?
Yeah, that was really interesting. We had actually just came off the Berkeley Skydeck demo day. So we were at this big demo day with 600 investors, a lot of pomp and ceremony, a lot of excitement in the air. We'd lined up for about 15 meetings with different VCs office in Sand Hill Road and all over the Bay Area. So we were really excited. This was great. And that, I think, was about February.
2020.
Yeah, that was about a week or two just before the whole world shut down.
Yeah.
So we had to do some paperwork back in Montreal with some lawyers. So we flew back to Montreal 2 or 3 days. After that, the world shut down. So the border shut down. All the meetings that we had got canceled.
Wow.
Basically, everyone said, we're kind of a triage. We have to work with our companies that we invested in and, come back to us in a few months. We don't know what's going to happen. So fortunately, I had run a company through 2 major crises earlier in 2000 after September 11th, and also during the financial crisis of 2008. So I said to Claudia, we can only control what we can control, and the rest is out of our hands. And right now, the world's going to shut down. So let's just really focus on the science. Let's focus on the patents. Let's write grants. Let's do what's in our capacity, to keep pushing this company forward. Because we don't know what's going to happen. At then it was, you were probably in the same experience. People didn't know what the future was going to look like. We're all stuck inside apartments right now. No one can go outside, especially in Canada. So we just continued to work on our scientific experiment plans. Claudia worked on the essays. I worked on grant proposals. We did actually, it was the best thing we should have been doing. That was the real focus, because that actually prepared us for the investors. We basically looked at all the things we needed to be investment ready. And then, as we all know, within about 6 months after that, the kind of biotech became huge.
Right.
The focus came back to biotech. So we were able, and then people started using Zoom. So working over, teleconference became accepted form of communication. We actually did most of our investment deals virtual. We hadn't even met our investors. Not all of them. We had met some of them, but some of them we did just pure virtually, just through meetings and due diligence. So that was a learning curve. But I think that the key takeaway there is that no matter what the situation around you is, just focus, laser vision on what you want to do.
Right.
What is the process? What is the path? You can't control the exterior, what's going on around you. There's always going to be some kind of situation, whether it's economic or who knows. So we just kind of put blinders on, just focused on making the company better, making the IP better, working on our experiment plan, getting ourselves investment ready.
Right.
And that was the right, way to strategy to go for it, because otherwise we've just been sitting there threatening that all our investors didn't want to meet with us.
Yeah.
And
As a result of that, we got granted patents that we did several patent applications. And today we have 5 granted patents and another 13 submission for national market, major market. So that was a good, time management of the time by then. That was a very unpredictable situation. And that's now we are really advanced because, as you know, patent is the major product for a biotech company. So that was a major achievement, and we received the last patent recently that is granted in the U.S.
Yeah, and during that process also, we applied to a few programs. It was fantastic. When the whole world was shut down, they'd opened up a new program called Admire.
In Montreal or Toronto?
Montreal. So we'd applied to many accelerators during that process, and grants and IRAP and METAC. We just sat down and started writing our grants. And all that hard work, basically, we didn't go anywhere for 3 months. So all we did was work inside 24/7. And then it's like all the fruits of our labor all of a sudden start getting applications back, and people starting wanting to meet with us about these grant proposals. We got into the MRA Accelerator program, which was fantastic for us. That opened up like a turnkey solution.
Right.
It was in the middle of COVID, so the labs were like half empty. It was quiet. We just got to work. We just put our nose to the grindstone. There was nowhere to go out, no restaurants, no activities, no social life. So it was actually, in some ways, it sounds bizarre to say, but it was actually really made us super focused on our work, which probably sped up our milestones.
The whole pandemic experience was very insightful in a way too. Like, we always knew humans make decisions within few seconds when they meet someone, like their future team member or their investment, like where they want to invest. Investors were writing checks after like 15 minutes of Zoom call, like 1 million, 5 million checks. So yeah, I mean, we always knew humans make decisions when they meet someone within few seconds, if they want to work with them or not. And I think pandemic made it very clear.
Supercharged that,
Yeah.